Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer Combat Cards Campaign Mode, bringing you the campaign of the week. This time we're playing as Eldar against Necrons. For this campaign there are two sets of mission rewards. The first one, you can get the Howling Banshees as prizes. We got the Warrior here and the Exarch here, both of them have Fear. These cards have been in circulation for a pretty long time, and so you're just going to get extra copies of them. Each Asuryani card in your deck will add more to your score for that. The second set of missions is where it gets interesting. You can unlock this Flock of Birds, and stats-wise they're actually very similar to the Demonette that was released for Chaos last week. They're both 3 points, they both have Taunt, and they're both weak melee units, but the difference is that birds can fly, and these thus have a higher initiative. And I think these will actually be a pretty good addition to Eldar, because up until now Eldar have had no bodyguards with Taunt, so this is the first one, and this would go well, I think, with the Avatar of Cain and Rakarth. So, for the first set of missions, we're going to be running a full keyword deck with Craftworld Eldar, and I'm thinking of actually uploading two videos for the campaign this week. One with the Craftworld Eldar, and then the second one with the Dark Eldar. They play pretty differently. But for the first one, Zephyrblade actually got a pretty good buff to his stats this season. And a number of these Eldar shooters also improved their stats as well. The Fire Dragon got a slight boost, as did the Dire Avenger. The Ranger got a pretty significant boost as well. So even if you don't like the trait target acquired, it still deals a pretty impressive amount of damage. The Wind Rider also got a boost, although this is one of my less favorite cards in the Eldar roster. And then the Wraith Fighter got its trait switched from Warp Surge to Psionic Blast. Now at the lower levels this is not going to be very good. At the mid-range levels it's still not that great, but at the moment it will deal 4 damage per turn. It's good for shredding shields, but you have to be kind of careful when there are enemy berserkers on the field. So, normally I would also include the Crimson Hunter Exarch. Over here I have it at level 2, still waiting for the last copy to upgrade it to level 3, but just to give myself a little bit more of a challenge, I've taken it out and replaced it with that Wind Rider. So, yeah, still about a day into the campaign, so only at level 18. Let's go ahead and deploy and see which of the Necron warlords we are up against. I used to play Zephyrblade quite a bit in ranked mode. At one point, it was my most played warlord. It's just very straightforward, very easy to use. Just throw in a bunch of ranged bodyguards, blast away with the ranged, and you are good to go. With each unit that is destroyed, all of your units will gain +3 to their ranged attack. So we're going to start off by putting down some of the weaker units down here. Dire Avenger used to be quite weak, but it got a pretty good boost to its stats here. Pretty cost effective. And I think I'm actually going to put down the Ranger here and snipe this Immortal if I can. Should be able to with the precision shots. Actually, that first precision shot will go the other direction, but this one should target the Immortal, so hopefully we'll be able to take it out in one hit. Okay, and they do have the Destroyer Lord on the field. That is a Berserker, so I'll have to watch out for that. And okay, just barely have enough damage to take that Immortal down with the Ranger. So that immediately gives a boost to my other units, and we can deal some good range damage here on the first turn. Up against the Corpse Lord at level 3, so fairly low units, but some of these bodyguards do have their traits unlocked. That's another Berserker on the field, the Heavy Destroyer, and they are going for the melee attack. The deck that I have here has very little melee to counterattack with, but so yeah, we're just going to be going ranged the whole time, I believe. Heavy Destroyer is a pretty low level, but it's still able to deal a decent amount of damage with that ranged attack. I do like playing as the Zephyrblade just because the matches tend to go a little quicker. You gain momentum as you progress throughout the battle, and so by the end of the battle your units will be dealing tremendous damage. Okay, so we're taking out that Tombblade Scout, and then, let's see, Wind Rider does have enough to take out the Heavy Destroyer. I think we'll just put down this Dark Reaper Exarch over on the right. Not exactly the smartest move because the barrage is going to hit the Destroyer Lord and deal some extra damage, but I'm not too worried at this point. They only have 2 more bodyguards left. The Scarab Swarm will respawn after its first death. Let's see what the next bodyguard is. Okay, we've got the Catan Shard of the Deceiver, and they are going for pretty powerful melee attack. The 77 damage from that Destroyer Lord was kind of wasted on the Dire Avenger there, and we can actually just snipe one of these guys, I think, so we'll put down the Wraith Guard. Haven't even brought out any of the big units yet. And we will go with a ranged attack again, unsurprisingly. Alright, so the barrage will not be enough to take out the Scarab Swarm, so the Wraith Guard does the job there. Okay, the Wind Rider does go down to the Deceiver, and now the enemy Warlord will deploy with the final bodyguard. So what do we want to put down? I think we will... let's just go with the Fire Dragon over here. He has Big Game Hunter, so he'll do some extra damage to the Deceiver, provided he doesn't die in one turn. See what they decide to go for here. Probably melee. Okay. Deceiver does a lot of damage at the higher levels, but at these low levels, these units are just unable to really do a whole lot here. So go with another ranged attack. See, the Fire Dragon's 68 damage gets increased to 85 damage. And then the Barrage, doing a fair bit of damage there. Fire Dragon does go down, as well as the Dark Reaper. And now it's time to bring out the big guns, I think. We only have 2 bodyguards left, actually, so we'll put down the Wraith Fighter. And then the Warwalker in the center. So the Warwalker increases the ranged bar. And then here comes the Psionic Blast. And I didn't actually see any numbers there. Did it actually say? That might have been a glitch, but we'll see it this round, I guess. Sonic Blast once again activating and dealing 4 damage to everything. Alright, so we have more than enough damage to destroy everything here. 140 damage from the Wraith Fighter alone, and then the Warwalker taking down the Corpse Lord. So that was not too much of a challenge. I heard recently that actually the shorter campaigns do scale faster, so the AI gets more difficult more quickly, whereas these 5-day campaigns are a little bit slower, so you can get to a higher rank than you would in the shorter campaigns, potentially. So let's take a look at the end of campaign rewards here. Got a legendary, the Sun Eater, for the top 1%. And this guy is actually pretty good too, this Farseer. Extra copies of him is always nice. This one I don't really ever use. And yeah. So I've been enjoying this campaign so far, but we'll see how it goes until later on. But I am planning on switching over to Drukhari, so if you're a fan of the Dark Eldar, keep an eye out for that. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.